The storm roared across the plains, a beast of wind and rain tearing at the earth. In the distance, a small plane fought the Tempest, its wings trembling before it spiraled down with a deafening crash. John, a farmer with weathered hands and a heavy heart, paused in his fields, squinting through the downpour. Smoke rose from the wreckage, a silent plea cutting through the thunder. What happens next will change everything. John dropped his tools and ran, mud splashing against his boots as he reached the twisted metal. Inside, a man lay slumped, blood streaking his face, his military uniform torn but proud. John's breath caught. He hadn't seen a soul in days, let alone a pilot crashing into his quiet life. With a grunt, he pulled the stranger free, dragging him through the storm to the safety of his farmhouse. But as lightning split the sky, a question lingered. What had brought this man here? Inside, the fire crackled, casting shadows across John's modest home. He bandaged the pilot's wounds, his calloused fingers gentle despite years of toil. John knew struggle, his wife gone, his farm teetering on ruin, but he couldn't turn away from someone in need. The pilot stirred, his eyes flickering open, sharp and suspicious. "Who are you?" he rasped. John smiled softly. "Just a farmer," but as the night wore on, one thought gnawed at him. What was this man hiding? Morning broke, gray and heavy. John noticed the glint of dog tags beneath the pilot's collar as he adjusted a bandage. Lieutenant Colonel Alex Carter, the name stared, back at him, etched in metal alongside a rank that spoke of power and peril. This wasn't just a lost flyer. This was a man of consequence. Alex caught John's gaze and tensed, his jaw tightening. "You don't know what you've gotten into," he muttered. Just when John thought he was helping a stranger, the truth hit. This was no ordinary rescue. Over a bowl of steaming soup, Alex's walls began to crack. He spoke of a classified mission gone wrong, of enemies he wouldn't name. John listened, his own story spilling out, how he'd kept the farm alive through grief and debt, driven by a stubborn belief in doing right. "Have you ever held on to something when letting go was easier?" John asked, his voice quiet. Alex didn't answer, but his eyes softened. Then came the knock, sharp, insistent, shattering the stillness. Who stood on the other side? Two men in dark suits filled the doorway, their voices clipped as they addressed Alex by his full title. "Lieutenant Colonel Carter, you're coming with us." John's heart sank as fragments of their words pieced together a story. Alex, a decorated hero, betrayed by his own, now hunted by forces he'd once served. The men's eyes flicked to John, cold and assessing. Just when all hope seemed lost, he realized sheltering Alex could draw danger to his doorstep. But could he turn him away? John stepped forward, his voice steady despite the tremor in his hands. "He stays with me." The men hesitated, then retreated into the storm, their threat unspoken but clear. Alex stared at John, awe breaking through his guarded mask. "Why risk it?" he asked. John shrugged. "Because it's right." In that act of defiance, born of kindness, something shifted. Two men, bound by adversity, found strength in each other. Dawn painted the sky gold, the storm of fading memory. On the porch, Alex spoke of returning to fight, not just for duty, but for the humanity John had rekindled in him. "What would you do in my place?" he asked, turning to John. The farmer smiled, lines of a hard life softening. "Keep going. That's all any of us can do." In the end, it wasn't the crash or the rank that changed everything. It was a simple act of compassion, proving that even in chaos, kindness endures. In the darkest storms, the light of human kindness shines brightest.